Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Raritan River Logistics Center groundbreaking. We're incredibly excited to have everyone here. First up in the ceremony, we have the national anthem that's going to be sung by Javier Cruz at the Perth Amboy Fire Department, and also the presentation of colors by the Perth Amboy Police Department. So, get excited for that.
Reason or
oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
right, peace. Hold on.
You may be seated. That was incredible. Hopefully we see him at MetLife Stadium soon. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tyler Mortis. I'm a Senior Vice President of Development at Brookfield. And on behalf of our entire team, I just want to thank you for joining us today for this exciting milestone. We're incredibly happy to be here and be able to get to this point, and it took a ton of hard work from everyone in this room, which was incredible. At Brookfield, really our goal is simple. We want to own, operate, and develop high-quality real estate that attracts best-in-class tenants, not just in the US, but globally and across all asset types. And we're not just builders, we're long-term owners of these properties. So we're here for the long term, and we really want to be partners in the communities that we develop in. And that's the commitment we're bringing to this project here today for both Perth Amboy and Woodbridge. When we first looked at acquiring this site about 2.5 years ago, it was a contaminated tank farm, as many of you can see. It was home to about 26 oil tanks and only 9 full-time employees across the entire 65-acre site. Today, we're proud to be transforming this site, and ultimately, once we're finished with construction, we'll have approximately 970,000 square feet of brand new Class A logistics warehousing space. And we're really proud to be transforming it into something that will not only generate hundreds of construction jobs, but also significantly more permanent jobs than what previously existed, and drive meaningful economic activity to the area. In addition, this project should also generate a significant amount of additional tax revenue for both municipalities, which we're proud to be a part of. And as you can see on the site, we've demoed all of the tanks and we're close to completion of all of the environmental cleanup. And in partnership with local and state agencies, we've worked tirelessly to ensure that the site will be safe, sustainable, and also a significant improvement to its current condition. In addition, as part of our commitment to the community, we'll also be building a public park right here down by the waterfront, and you can see it in these images right here. That park's going to be complete with a kayak launch, a fishing pier, a gazebo, and many park benches. In addition, the park will ultimately connect to the network of parks down by the waterfront, and will ultimately be a new recreational amenity for residents and families to enjoy for generations to come, and we're proud to be a part of that. This facility is also going to be LEED certified, and we're currently in the process of going through for having community solar on the roof to further enhance the project's positive environmental impact. And from day one, I just want to say both municipalities have been incredibly supportive of the project and bringing this to life, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of both Woodbridge and Perth Amboy. The development was a shining example of what can happen when municipal leaders and private enterprises come together with a shared vision, and we're happy to make this investment in the community and bring this to fruition. So now I'll hand it off to Sam to discuss all of the incredible people who have really contributed to making this a reality.
Thanks, Tyler. I just wanted to start off by introducing myself. My name is Sam Hart. I'm an associate of development at Brookfield. I worked on this project since day one, since April 2022. This project has truly been a collaborative effort, and I want to extend my sincere thanks to the people who have been instrumental in getting us to this point. To Carolyn Ehrlich, Marta, Heather, Tashi, and all the professionals from both Woodbridge and Perth Amboy. Your passion for your communities and your dedication to progress has really been inspiring to witness. You've been great to work with. Whenever there's been an issue we faced during our approvals process, I always felt like we could meet in person or get on the phone together to discuss cooperatively and reach a solution. Woodbridge and Perth Amboy are fortunate to have you, and each of you are competent and practical in your approach to ensuring the very best for your respective communities. Kurt from Buckeye Partners is here today as well, and I just wanted to say thank you, Kurt, for your work in partnership with us as well, and for maintaining this facility so well during our ownership. You and I together faced a ton of challenges through this transaction, and I'm grateful for the relationship and trust we've built through that experience. To Dan, Kristen, and Brian at Langen, as well as our land use attorneys Bob Smith and Tim Arch, your expertise and guidance have been invaluable throughout this process. And finally, to both mayors, thank you for your leadership. You've built teams that believe in smart, responsible development, and you've created a culture that welcomes investment and growth. This project would not have been possible without your leadership and partnership. From day one, we knew that we would be able to cooperate and find common ground together, and we feel fortunate to have forged the relationship that we have and are excited for any future partnerships we may have together. It's no surprise that your communities are thriving under your leadership. So with that, I'd like to invite up Mayor Kava, and thank you again for allowing Brookfield to be a part of the next chapter for Perth Amboy and Woodbridge.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here. This project has taken years of coordination, and I want to begin by recognizing the people and agencies who helped move it forward. To Mayor McCormick and the Woodbridge redevelopment team, thank you for your steady collaboration on this shared site and for working with us to solve problems across city lines. To our Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez and our District 19 partners, our continued advocacy for local infrastructure and redevelopment efforts has created real opportunity for cities like ours. To New Jersey DEP and our Commissioner Lazzaretti, your oversight has kept this process accountable and ensured we meet the environmental standards this site demands. To the New Jersey Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, your guidance has been instrumental in navigating the cleanup and reuse of one of the most difficult properties in our city. To Brookfield Properties, thank you for working in step with our city, not just as a developer, but as a partner willing to meet high expectations. You're committed to cleanup, community benefits, and ongoing coordination, and we hold that standard together. To our own redevelopment team, Director Tassi Vasquez and the Para board, thank you for ensuring the city's priorities were reflected in every step of this process. This site has long represented a challenge for the city of Perth Amboy. For decades, it was used for heavy industry, left contaminated and fenced off from the city. That history wasn't going to fix itself, so we acted. The Bremerton River Logistics Center represents a shift on how we approach former industrial land. And it's not just about square footage, it's about what the space returns to the people who live here. This project reclaims a long neglected site and delivers clear, lasting value to our community. What we have secured through this redevelopment reflects the kind of planning and accountability our residents expect. Here's what that looks like. The site is undergoing a full cleanup. For years, it sat contaminated and underused. Through NJDP, monitored remediation is being made safe, stable, and ready for future use, with long-term public health in mind. The plans include a publicly accessible linear park and pathways that will run along the eastern edge of the property. This project, or this park, will reconnect residents to a part of the city that has been blocked off for generations, with open space, walking path, and design features that improve community access without compromising environmental goals. This was not a developer giveaway. It was a result of deliberate negotiations to ensure this site would serve more than just trucks and tenants. There are additional design elements that protect nearby neighborhoods, green buffers, tree planting, fencing, and visual screening to reduce industrial impact. Truck circulation will be managed through direct highway access, not through our local streets. That routing plan was developed alongside state and county transportation agencies, and it will stay in place as the project moves into construction and operation. This development expands our commercial tax base. The city will receive steady, long-term revenue to support our services like sanitation, infrastructure, and public safety, without overburdening our homeowners. We have prioritized local hiring. Our workforce team is already working with the developer and future tenants to connect Perth Amboy residents with job training and access to long-term employment in logistics, operations, and facility maintenance. These aren't promises we chase after construction. They're expectation we're setting right now. I also want to thank Senator Bob Smith for the work you have done in this project, our City Council, and Perth Amboy and Woodbridge for having that shared vision and for working together to make sure this happens, not only this project, but other projects just like it. And finally, this project strengthened Perth Amboy's voice across the region. We have shown we can manage complex redevelopment across jurisdictions, access regulatory frameworks, and in partnership with public and private stakeholders. That positions us for future funding, stronger partnerships, and a smarter approach to how we grow as a city. This land was left behind for far too long. Now, we're restoring it with a plan that puts safety, access, accountability, and economic value first. Thank you again to everyone who helped get this project done. Let's keep moving forward with clarity, with purpose, and always with our city and neighboring residents at the center of the plan. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. The rain held out. How amazing. This is truly a special moment. What makes this moment especially meaningful isn't just another warehouse or more green space that we're adding, it's how we got here. Two municipalities, Perth, Amboy, and Woodbridge, came together with a shared vision across borders, across jurisdictions, and yes, across some red tape. That kind of partnership isn't always easy, but it's necessary. And more importantly, we're here today to show that it actually works. Our joint redevelopment plan wasn't just a document. It was a commitment to align our goals and resources for something greater than either of us can do alone. It is that kind of regional cooperation that should serve as a model of how we approach revitalization in the whole state. Brownfields don't stop at city lines, and neither should our solutions. As the executive director of the Perth Amboy Redevelopment Agency, I've seen firsthand how challenging and how essential it is to turn contaminated land into places of opportunity. This project proves that transformation is possible with the right partners and a lot of persistence. As you already heard, the project will bring jobs, infrastructure improvements, and long-term economic opportunity. But just as important, it stands as a symbol of what we can accomplish when we work together. Of course, none of this would be possible without the commitment of our private partner sector partners. Brookfield, your investment, environmental remediation, and thoughtful design is a prime example of responsible redevelopment. Thank you. Thank you for investing in Perth Amboy, in Woodbridge, and in our combined futures. To everyone who worked on this, from our elected officials, council members, Para Redevelopment and Woodbridge Redevelopment planners, engineers, legal counsel, and community advocates, thank you. And to our neighbors in Woodbridge, muchas gracias. Looking forward to cutting the ribbon with you in a few years. I'd like now to call up our friend and partner, Mayor McCormick, to share a few words. And Caroline. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tashi. This is Carolyn Ehrlich, Chief of Staff in Woodbridge and Head of Redevelopment for 18 years now. Best friend of mine for 28 years. And she's going to speak, and she made me promise not to speak in anything she wants to talk about, so I have nothing left to say. I do want to introduce, you heard the names, Marta Levsky, our planning director, is Marta right there. Stand up, please, Marta. And Heather Bomata is Carroll's Deputy Redevelopment Agency Director. And I will see you, Tashi, at the groundbreaking. I do groundbreakings and I do ribbon cuttings, I should say. In between, Carol, Marta, and Heather do all the work. So I want to thank them, and you know exactly how it feels. So there are probably sites like this all over the state between two municipalities. And a lot of them probably don't get redeveloped. Why? Because the two municipalities don't get along. Mayors don't talk to mayors. County commissioners don't talk to county commissioners. State people don't talk to local people. This is exactly the opposite. We have a relationship with the city of Perth Amboy that I value tremendously. I work closely with Mayor Caba on so many different things. We're neighbors, we're different, we're much different. We're suburban, they're urban. We're about twice as large, but yet we just work together. I remember when he had a storm, a big storm. I didn't even know it was a storm in Woodbridge. It was a storm in Perth Amboy. And he needed help. He needed public works trucks. He needed manpower for cleanup. One call and it's done. And we helped him. There's just something about Mayor Caba that I just have a total trust for and about. I believe when he says something, I just believe him. When he asks for something, I know it's not motivated by anything other than the fact that he needs something. And that's why this project was so easy to do, because it's shared, but yet we both have to agree on practically everything. And that's where Tashi and Carol and everybody else came in. But if the mayor said something, I don't worry what's he thinking, what's his motivation, what's he trying to do here. I just trust Helmut Kaba. And I hope he has the same trust for Woodbridge Township. So I want to just thank you, because I wish we had more projects like this together. You're just a pleasure to work with on this and so many other things. And now for a lot of the other good news, I'm going to turn it over to Carol, much of which turned out to be her idea. And I know she can't wait to talk about some of the things we're doing on our end, as well as what we're sharing with Perth Amboy. So Carol and Early.
I am going to be brief because the mayor taught me the best speech is the shortest speech. So, first of all, and most importantly, it was a joy working with you, Tashi, and your team. Every step of the way, and there were a lot of steps, believe me, we were in lockstep, working together to make sure that we're doing best for Perth Amboy, for the people of Woodbridge, and for the developer. So I'm really proud to have been a part of this project with you. As far as Brookfield goes, it's also been a pleasure to work with you. Being part of a great developer and a corporate neighbor takes more than just paying taxes, and boy, you're going to be paying a lot of them. But it's about being part of the community. And before you even started cleaning up here, the environmental cleanup, before anything, you started investing in our town. You've been investing in a program for our children who are underserved. And I can't begin to tell you the joy and happiness that you have brought to these children. As you mentioned before, you're building a magnificent park that the residents of Woodbridge and Perth Amboy can enjoy together, and hopefully maybe even become friends together as we cross over the border as our professionals did. You are going to give us a home for our brand new Port Reading fireboat. And finally, the fact that you are going to be solar paneled and LEED certified makes us so proud, because as a Sustainable Jersey champion, we love having a LEED certified warehouse in our backyard. Thank you so much, everybody.
I'd now like to call up Assemblywoman Lopez, who's going to say a few words.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let me begin by saying, if you need any evidence of the economic resurgence taking place in Perth Amboy, a back-to-back ribbon cutting and groundbreaking ceremony on 2 huge projects should be a strong sign the city is moving in a fantastic direction. Let me give you a nice round of applause. Once again, I'm honored to be at today's groundbreaking ceremony, celebrating a strong cooperative venture between the city of Perth Amboy and Woodbridge Township in the future home of the Raritan River Logistics Center. Home to the former Buckeye site, the land being developed here will transform an unproductive brownfield into an environmentally clean, revenue-generating commercial hub, and a strong example of the power of innovative redevelopment strategies. Realizing projects like these are products of strong leadership, I would like to highlight the leadership of Mayor Kaba, Mayor McCormick, and the staff and members of the Perth Amboy and Woodbridge redevelopment agencies that make opportunities like this one possible. Aside from the strong economic benefits this project will bring, I would also like to applaud Brookfield's strategic real estate Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. I would also like to applaud Brookfield's strategic real estate partners invested in both towns and plans to enhance the site with open space elements, including a walkway, kayak launch, and bike racks, which will be enjoyed by residents throughout the district. Congratulations on all who were involved in this project, and I cannot wait to return for the ribbon cutting and to see the final product. Thank you.
And that concludes our remarks for today. We're going to ask that everyone goes over to the shovels, the golden shovels. Somebody told me it was real gold too. But if we can make our way over there for the groundbreaking, that would be great.